So I've got my old Rubbermaid cooler. I've had this for years, and I've got a couple of other coolers. So what I thought I would try to do is build one of those deck coolers that goes on your deck that's encased in lumber. I've seen a couple of examples of these on TikTok, I think, and Pinterest. So I'm gonna see if I can make my own. I got lots of leftover 2x4s from a construction project that I was doing. I've also got bits and pieces of leftover fence boards and deck boards, so I'll probably have to go out and buy a little bit of lumber, but for now, I want to start trying to build one of these ice chests, deck coolers. I got 8 pieces cut. I'm going to join 2 pieces together on a corner, and those are going to be my legs. Okay, so I got my 4 legs assembled. I made mine 40 inches long. It might be a little too long. They could always be trimmed. So right now I'm going to figure out the support for the cooler. So basically it's going to be 2x4s laying on their side. Kind of built in this arrangement, I think, that the cooler can sit on. But now the only thing I'm seeing is that my cooler's got these handles that have to come off, and it's also got this big plastic that sticks out. And I'm not sure if that's going to impede with my... Let's start by pulling the handles off. I don't know. I might be able to leave this. I'm not sure yet. So this is my idea for the base. I just measured the overall length of the cooler, including the bumps. I did remove the 2 handles. Then I just put these little transverse pieces, and I think I'm going to lay them flat like this. That's my idea. And I'll have to screw these somehow. I'm not sure if this is the best way, but once the legs wrap around, the legs will fasten it this way. This way. I'm going to try this. I'm going to put the screws on an angle like this. See what happens. Okay, so I scrapped that idea of laying the boards flat and toe-nailing. I've recut my center pieces, and I'm going to make the wood standing this way. It's going to be much stronger. And so this will be for the base of the cooler. And I made a second one that's going to go on the bottom of the legs. And that could act as a shelf for the bottom part. So I think that's going to work. I think I'm going to go with this. So now I'm going to join these together, and then I'm going to have to line up against the legs and try to fasten this in, and then eventually stand it up on end. Okay, so there's my 2 back legs laid down on their backs, and this is my framing arrangement, and this is what the cooler's going to sit on. So I just got to determine my depth. So every depth would be different with this one. It's basically going to be the depth of the cooler up to the lid. So I think I'll do a quick measurement on that, and then after that, this is my idea for my... It looks awful chunky, but this is my idea for my bottom shelf. So I'll stand back a little bit. So then, of course, the front legs will lay on like this. So, okay, so maybe what I'll do is I'll screw this tentatively together, and I'll stand it upright to see if this makes any sense. Okay, well here's the ice chest so far. And so far I like some things I don't like. It's plenty sturdy and I can make it work. Now what I tried to avoid when I made the shelf, I'm running into the same problem up here, is that there's no lumber here. And the only way to do it would be again to put a piece in and toenail it, although I believe this upper part will be wrapped in the thin boards, but I still need something, maybe just a block to support, because I'll have to fill this gap in here too. Gosh, same with the front here. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not working on any plans or nothing. I'm just kind of this is just a build as you go with scrap lumber. I think I'm just going to forge ahead. I'm going to add some lumber back here, fill in the little blocks. So be it. Those will have to be toenailed, but they're not structural like the shelf and mainly this part here was structural. So yeah, I'm going to go with that. So let's get this part done. Okay, so there's my contraption all together. And I have the cooler sitting in there now. I came back and I had a couple of little, I think these are fence boards, because I had measured a little bit wrong. Well, I mean, I'm kind of building as I go, because I had measured up to here. Most people do their chests with the lid flush with the base, but mine's got such a protrusion that it was racking the frame when I was opening it. So I lifted it a little bit, so now it opens like this. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to build the lid a little bit deeper to cover this whole area. And yeah, it's kind of taking shape. Not bad. Not bad. I need a little filler piece here. That's just so I can hang my vertical strips. And then I got to put this front piece back on. But again, I measured a little bit wrong. And because of this bow, it's a little bit tight. So I need to come up with something a little bit skinnier than a 2x4. If I would have made this a little bit wider, this would not be an issue. But kind of is what it is. So I got to come up with something for the front. And after that, everything's going to be in place. Then I can start wrapping it with the decorative boards and figuring out a lid. Also, going to have to do something with this drain. So allow this drain to come out, maybe with a little isolation tap or something. Okay, let's do a little bit more. It's another day, and work continues on my ice box cooler. So pretty much where we left off here. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to figure out a way to close in this top. My idea is to come around with these. I'm either going to use these deck boards and go all the way around vertically, I think, or the wider fence boards. Haven't decided yet. I have to figure out, go to my scrap pile, see what I got left, and try to figure out what I'm going to use. Okay, so I started on my boards for wrapping around, and I'm going to go with the large fence boards on a horizontal plane. We'll see how that goes. See what it looks like. Can always burn it if we don't like it. Okay, well here's my work of art so far. Right now, it's not beautiful. My idea is, I'm not 100% sold on it, but before I throw in the towel, I'm going to keep going. So I'm going to make up a little bit of a shelf on the bottom here, and once that's done, I'm going to jump in and try to fabricate some sort of a top. So there's my simple shelf. Just used up the last of the bits of the fence boards, and I think I can live with that. I kind of like that. Now on to this top. So I think my top is going to be, I made this little box I made this tiny little frame just out of one piece of strapping. That's this kind of strapping here that goes to the ceiling to hold drywall. That stuff there. So I got this little frame tentatively made. Now I don't know, maybe I'll build it up a little bit bigger. So I don't know how I'm gonna finish it. It's either gonna be this way, this way. I gotta go back to my scrap pile and see what I have. I'll try to fasten this lid and make it part of the, I gotta make the lid part of the frame. Okay, let's try this. Well, there's my lid. I just used the skinny strapping to make a frame. Skinny strapping made a frame, 2 thicknesses. And then I had a little bit of this heavier strapping and one big piece of the fence board, and the alignment kind of worked. So now I gotta get this. I gotta get this on top. I gotta figure out how to fasten the lid to the cooler so that it'll open and shut. Now I have a Rubbermaid cooler. So, oh, excuse me. Notice a lot of people detach the lid. You can detach the lid and attach it to the wooden lid. I was going to try to make it work like this, but I think I'm having a hard go here, because as soon as I do this, then the back of my wood wants to rub on that. So I may try to separate this. So for now, got a bit more progress made on my box. Lid is done, box is done, shelf is done. So now I just got to figure out a way to attach the lid. Maybe I'll have to go out and get some hinges. I also got to go out. Now this was all made out of scraps, so $0 was spent here. But I will have to go out and get, I want to get the bottle opener and maybe some hinges and just a few little decorative things there to make it a little bit nicer. A handle. Okay, well that's it for now. I'll pop back out tomorrow and try to wrap this up. Okay, well this is day 3, and I've detached the lid from the cooler itself. I'm gonna have to chop off these little nibs. And what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna try to fasten the lid and make this work. I went out and I bought, these guys are noisy. I bought a little bit of hardware. I got a handle, I got some hinges, and I ordered a bottle opener from Amazon because I couldn't find any where I live locally. Nothing. So when in doubt, go to Amazon because they have everything. So that's going to come in a couple days. So for now, what I'm going to do is try to get this lid on, try to make this work. And then after that will just be the finishing touches, the sanding, the whatever we do, the clear or the stain. I haven't decided yet. Okay, let's get on with this. Okay, so with my lid detached and with a couple of hinges on the back like that, a few screws in the lid to hold it down, it works pretty good. I messed up there, a couple of screws sticking out there. That's not very professional, but anyway, the lid comes down and seals, and that's good. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to do some more fiddling now. I think I'm going to do some sanding, install the handle, and I got this in my scrap plumbing pile. I got this little tap here, so I'm going to see if there's a way that I could join the cooler drain to the side there, drill a hole. If I can attach this somehow, then my cooler can drain without ever having to pull it out. So, okay, so now let's keep cleaning this up. Okay, well there we go. The lid's all working. I managed to install a tap. I had an old tap. I didn't get that on film, but I got the tap installed. And now I'm just going to put the handle on. I'm going to paint this black. And I'm waiting again for my bottle opener. I think I'm going to take a couple inches off the legs there on the bottom. It's a little bit too tall. I think I'm going to take off 2 inches. So I'm going to leave it for now. The next time we look at it, it'll be sanded, stained maybe, and it'll be the finished product. All right. Okay, so here's my finished ice chest. I gave it a couple coats of a satin finish, and then I went to the hardware store and I bought just a cheap handle. This is my my bottle cap opener and catch container that I got from Amazon, and I got a little decorative hook on the end here. It's a bird, little hook there for bar towels or anything. So it turned out really good. I'm happy with it, considering it was all made out of scraps. It's got a working tap for draining, and I think it's fine. All made out of scraps, except just for the little accessories that I bought. Kind of rustic, but works well. The lid seals pretty good on it. Makes a nice tight fit. It doesn't look half bad. Overall, the cabinet looks better once I did shave the legs down a bit. I had started way too tall, but I've got them shaved down now, and I think pretty happy with that. I think I can live with this. So that was my project. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'll catch you in the next one.